Visit tcgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your first purchase with TCG Center 5 code. How's it going, guys? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at Snorlax-GX, Hypno, and Dragonair deck for the standard format. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the Dragonair with the Dragon's Wish. So, during the next turn, you might attach any number of energy cards from your hand to your Pokemons in play. So, let's say we have Dragonair turn 2 in play. We use the Dragon Wish and we can just simply attach as many energies as we can to our Pokemons in play. Snorlax requires 5 energies in total for that Thunderous Snore or Pull-Away Pancake, but once Snorlax manages to roll, it's going to be unstoppable force on the field, that's for sure. On the other side, I'm running 2 copies of Hypno with a Goodnight Baby, so I can simply sleep both Pokemons and use the advantage of that Thunderous Snore, striking for 180, 190, maybe even 210 with Professor Kukui, depend if my opponent will be knocked out or not. So in the worst possible scenario, even if I cannot one-hit knock my opponent Pokemon, I can still force him to be asleep with that Goodnight Babies, which is very powerful. 1 copy of Magearna-EX is here just because there is also Metal Energies in deck, so something like Iron Crusher, Mega Caesar will not be able to disrupt a single double colors energy from Snorlax. 14 Pokemon, 35 trainer cards, and 11 energies in total, means 60 as always. So 2 Shames for the setup, main attacker Snorlax times 3. Now Magearna can also be backup attacker with the Soul Blaster for 120 and 240 in total, for example, to counter those Pokemons who are weak to the metal. 2-2 line of the Dragonair and 2-2 line of the Drowzee and Hypno. From the item cards, 8 in total cards for Surge Pokemons, so 2 Level Balls for 90 or less HP Surge. So with a Level Ball we can simply grab Dratini, Dragonair, Hypno and Drowzee. With 2 Nest Balls, everything that's basic can be pulled down to the bench. A single Super Rod for recycle energies or Pokemon, 3 copies of Trainers Mail, 4 Ultra Balls and 4 copies of the Seeker. Also 2 copies of Parallel City Stadium Choice with 1 copy of Delinquent, of course, because if you run Parallel City, in builds that I played, if I run Parallel City, I always like to have at least 1 Delinquent, just because I need somehow to remove my opponent Parallel City if he puts 3 down to me, because I'm in very bad position if I need to set up and I can't. That's just way too hard. Single Hex Maniac, of course, always good to have. 2 copies of Lysandres for multiple Lysandre knockouts targets on the bench, 3 copies of N. 1 copy of Olympia, of course. Snorlax is very hard to retreat with 4 retreat cost, so Olympia can help a lot, same as Professor Kukui, because he can add 20 damage and drop 2 cards. 4 copies of Professor Sycamore, just pure discard hand, drop 7, really like it, but I much prefer Professor Juniper. 2 copies of Fighting Fury Belt for 230 HP on Snorlax and maybe even 200 on Magearna, very important. 2 copies of Float Stones for the free retreat, 11 energies, 4 of them are going to be double colors and 7 just a regular metal basic energy card. So if you're looking for any of them, as always, you can find them on tcgcastle.com. You can find the link in my video description, so make sure to check that. Also, TCG Center 5 code will give you the 5% discount on your first purchase, so there's multiple reasons why to check CCG Castle. Also, if you're looking to trade your bulk, you can do that in exchange for Sun and Moon booster box, so 1,400 cards can be exchanged, simple as that. So let's do some game test, so you can see how Snorlax and friends works in action, so see you in the game. Alright, so waiting my opponent to play his active Pokemon, to put him in play, and then I'm gonna play first Level Ball, second Trainers Mail. Alright, finally. So 1 extra card for that setup, and Snorlax-GX as the top attack. So I really like that. Let's just attach... No, let's first go with the Level Ball for something like a Dratini. Alright. Then I will try to play my Trainer's Mail in hope finding, well, Professor Kukui. I'm happy with it. 2 extra cards. At least it's something. Well, it's a big deal. There's a Shaymin-EX in my hand, but to be honest, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna retreat. I'm just gonna pass. Actually, I'm not looking forward even to retreat. Right now, my Drowzee. Next turn I can have Hypno, then I can set up my Shaymin. Oh, there's a Crushing Hammer, and it's gonna be heads. That successfully discarded energy card from my Snorlax. And the worst thing is that it's just a double course energy. Alright. A little bit worried. And there we go. A Lysandre down to my Snorlax. And that's gonna be it. And guess what? I just managed to top deck. I managed to top deck my Dragonair. Well, I can still pull somehow another Float Stone here, maybe Olympia. But I'm not gonna be able. Okay, Nest Ball. Let's just grab another Snorlax. Ultra Ball. Yeah, why not Ultra Ball? Just because I can. I can simply discard another Dragonair from my deck because I don't need it anymore. And this is gonna be one Sycamore for 7. Guess what? No Float Stone, but there's a Fighting Fury Belt. And I'm just gonna play my Goodnight Babies for now. Since I cannot do anything else, let's just try to pass the turn. So, yeah, I didn't wake up. Trubbish managed to wake up. Crushing Hammer is in my opponent's hand, which means that he can flip 50 chance to discard my another double course energy from my Snorlax. That's gonna be a big deal. Oh, luckily it's a Tails. Okay. And another Crushing Hammer. And another Tails. And Ultra Ball for Shaymin-EX. Of course. And set up for 6. So, for next turn... Oh no, just for the Garbodor. Okay, that means only one thing. I didn't wake up. I managed to pull my Olympia. That's great. That's insane. Not a great, but insane. Let's just go with the Dragon Wish. And next turn, I'm gonna attach as many energies as I can from my hand to my Pokémons in play. And my opponent managed to top deck hand. Wow, that's nice. Alright. So, Super Rod, 2 V-Seekers, 1 energy. Yeah, I don't like to discard that many V-Seekers, but since I don't have any in my discard pile, I don't know if I'm gonna have another option here. So, this Tauros can go for like 70. Can I go for 220? Yeah, I can go with my Polarizing Pancake all night long. Well, let's try to do that maneuver. Let's try to do that somehow. So, Super Rod. Nope, Sycamore for 7. Okay, 1 energy to Magearna. 1 more energy will goes down to... I already have 1 in double course in my discard pile. Let it be to my Snorlax. Trainers Mail can be for... yeah, it's gonna be for Hex Maniac. Because I don't need it anymore. And I can use another Dragon Wish. Yeah, why not? Let's just keep going on with the Dragon Wishes. Let's just keep going on with the Dragon Wishes. So there is 1 Sycamore on the other side. I mean, I simply need to 1-hit knock on my opponent Tauros with my Polarizing Pancake. There is no other option that I can actually 1-hit knock out his Tauros on the other side. But to be honest, first I need to eliminate that Jolteon because I don't have Pokemon Ranger in deck. How bad is that? Very bad. So I'm gonna need top deck, huge top deck like energy card, so I can simply go for the knockout against the Jolteon, because if Jolteon used the Flash Ray, that's not gonna be an easy task for me anymore. So, Hypno, Ultra Ball is a top deck, that's not good. Alright, so Ultra Ball can be for another Snorlax. Actually, I don't need another Snorlax. Not at all. Not at all. I'm just gonna discard a Drowzee for now with the Sycamore. Plenty of energies. Only one. Insane. Okay, who cares? Let's just put another bad boy on the bench. Well, I'm taking a big risk here if I decide to Polyways and Pancake my opponent Tauros, because if the Crystal Ray happens, that's gonna be a problem, at least for the moment. But for now, let's just go for 220. Let's just go for the 220. Alright, so a double chorus and Sycamore. Next turn, I'm gonna Lysandre his Garbodor, because at this moment Garbodor is my biggest problem. Simply. Because I simply cannot asleep his Jolteon. If the Jolteon is asleep, then I'm in good position because... Let me see, Magearna prevent all effects of your opponent attacks and inflict damage to each of your Pokemon that has any mental energy. Right now, I'm not sure if the Flash Ray will be effective. Oh, there's another Tauros in the front. Okay. Guess what, my friends? Trainers Mail. Trainers Mail for nothing. Well, this must be Lysandre, and one collapse for 80 plus 10, actually 90. I'm again awake, so I'm not sleeping, which is a bad thing. There's a Crushing Hammer. It's gonna be heads. Oh no. Those Tauros are very powerful. Those Tauroses are very powerful, and that's another Crushing Hammer. And if there's gonna be double Core's energy, he can simply use Mad Bull GX and one hit knock on my Snorlax-GX. And that's the end of the story. I simply need my Hypno. And there's that. So let's see if there's gonna be double Core's energy for my opponent. 2 mental energies. Trainer's Mail. Okay, looks like he don't have energy to attack at this moment, so there's Escape Rope. Of course, there's gonna be Escape Rope to another Tauros with a Float Stone. I can smell that. Yeah, as expected. My biggest concern is how to knock out that Garbodor on the bench. That's just how, because I can't use my Goodnight Babies. And there's even Silent Lab in play. Well, I can tell one thing. It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. I can pull 2 more prize cards, and I don't know why not to do that, but then I don't have access to another Lysandre, not even to the Delinquent. So another collapse for 90, that's 180. That's enough for the knockout. So if I wake up, I can't attack simply next turn again, so hopefully I'm not gonna wake up. And still, I didn't even pull a Stadium to counter his Silent Lab. Yep, okay. Okay, I didn't wake up. That's fine. That's fine, but still I need somehow to counter that Silent Lab. So without another Lysandre, even if I don't wake up, I don't know. I don't know. Professor Kukui. Okay. That's very risky, especially if there's no energy in my opponent's hand. Oh, Enhanced Hammer. Okay, I still have one DC left. So... interesting call. Interesting call. I mean, yeah, he could go for N. Well, that's just a Swift. I have Level Ball in my hand. Oh, I didn't wake up, so I can win. I can win with the top deck. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. So at the end, I even managed to win. Without a Pokemon Ranger. Wow, that's just insane. Yeah, really it is. Whew, okay, I'm happy. Alright, so starting first. Always nice to start first. But not with the Snorlax and 2 Lysandres and, yeah, other crappy cards in my hand. Alright. Top deck. Better be good. It's just a Nest Ball. From 1 to 10, overall it's not that bad. I mean, I can at least play my Drowzee on the bench and pass my turn. But that's just gonna be it. I can have Hypno, I can Goodnight Babies. I can even Lysandre if I want. Of course I'm gonna Lysandre if I don't pull anything else. But there's already Olympia in my opponent's discard pile, so he can just simply be Seeker for Olympia and escape from the active position of one of his Pokemons. Definitely worth to play Olympia if you cannot switch. Okay, 2 Darkrays and second Giratina on the bench for my opponent. There we go. I'm afraid about that Chaos Wheel. I'm very afraid about Chaos Wheel. First Max Elixir. Okay, luckily no energy. That's nice. 1 energy for Oblivion Wing and Sycamore for 7, so that's perfect start. That's perfect start. Not even a single Shaymin for my opponent bench, which is insane. Alright, energy attached to the Darkrai and Oblivion Wing just for the 30. Speaking about 30, 1 energy is gonna go to, okay, Darkrai. My top deck is a Trainers Mail, and Trainers Mail is nothing. Literally, I can just attach energy, and I can just Lysandre one of his Giratinas, for example, and try to play my Goodnight Babies. I wish I even have double course energy in my hand, so I can just attack for like 80 with Collapse, so he managed to wakes up. And there's first double Dragon energy and Escape Rope. And that's gonna be, guess what? Knockout against my Hypno. It's gonna be knockout. So 120, no more Goodnight Babies. Come on, give me the Ultra Ball top deck. Okay, it's a Shaymin top deck. It's not a top deck, but... It's not Ultra Ball top deck, but Shaymin is still good. Dratini, double course energy is here. Why not? Well, if there is no other Shaymin in my deck, well, it's here. Okay. Shaymin is here. To attach or not to attach Float Stone, let's just go with the Shaymin. I'm hoping for Olympia, maybe. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm asking too much. Trainers Mail for fighting Fury Belt. More than enough. Float Stone, Sycamore for 7. Yeah, 5 energies for attack. Way too much. Way too much. So this is gonna be Ultra Ball. No second Drowzee. You gotta be kidding me. No second Drowzee. That's bad. That's definitely bad. I don't even know how bad this is, but it's very bad. Let's just collapse. Let's just collapse for 90. I mean, yeah, my opponent still needs to do a tons of damage for the knockout against my Snorlax. In that time, I'm gonna have my Dragonair on the bench. But still, max elixir. Okay, he can go for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 140 at this moment. 160, 180. That's 210. So he's still short for one more max elixir. 3 max elixirs in his disco pile, so something tells me there's not going to be another max elixir, so my Snorlax-GX probably will survive. And there's a huge Lysandre on my Dratini. Tell you what, I'm taking that all night long. All night long I'm taking that. Well, that was second Dratini. This is just gonna be 90 and 90 from the collapse. 180. That's enough for the knockout. 2 prize cards for me. So Trainers Mail and Dragonair. Alright, 2 Dragonairs in my hand. None of them can be used. So my focus is gonna be, of course, Trainers Mail for the V-Seeker for Lysandre, Lysandre for the Giratina, because Giratina will have 2 double Dragon Energies. That's 80 damage. If I can just simply disrupt my opponent for 80 damage counters, that's gonna be more than enough to win this match. So max elixir, very important to miss this max elixir. Nope energy, that's not good. And 1 from disco pile and 30 damage counters to my Snorlax. That's too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Give me the V-Seeker. Yes, okay, I'm happy. He can go for like 120. He have weakness on the fairies, so I'm gonna need something like a miracle. So Ultra Ball. I have Super Rod. I have 1 more Professor Kukui. Okay, 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. 120, 140, 160. After I managed to knock out his Giratina, I mean, I could simply go for the Darkrai. But game can be a little bit more interesting. So V-Seeker and Professor Sycamore. Okay. Simply because with the Darkrai right now, he is short for a lot. He can go for 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, and 60 is 180. So 200, 220, so even if he can find double Dragon Energy, he's not going to be able to one-hit knock at my Snorlax-GX, still he needs something like a Fighting Fury Belt. But if he managed to get both of these cards, well, yeah, then I did very bad decision. Very bad decision. There's another Lysandre, as you can see, down to my Shaymin. Yeah, that's all he can do. Which means only one thing. After that knockout, I'm gonna try Delinquent. Or maybe even not. I'm just gonna go for probably Hoopa. But he can still easily get access onto his V-Seeker Olympia. Oh, there's a Fighting Fury Belt. Will there be maybe even a double Dragon Energy card? So he can go for like a lot of damage counters. We shall see. But I'm still missing my Hypno. I'm still missing my Hypno by a lot. Okay. Somehow I feel pretty bad because I decided to play my Magearna on the bench. And also, I'm feeling bad because I didn't want to knock out his Darkrai, I just decided to go for the Dratini. But that's just me. So, yeah, collapse for 90. I didn't wake up. Of course, Hoopa don't even sleep. Double Dragon Energy Olympia is all he really needs. Can he get via Seeker for that Olympia? I don't know, he had like 7 cards in his hand, but he still missed one piece of puzzle, which is of course gonna be a double Dragon Energy. And there's Ultra Ball for another Shaymin, I guess. Darkrai and Energy discarded. Another Shaymin-EX. But that's gonna be just set up for 2. That's just gonna be set up for 2 cards. Oh, Escape Probe. Alright. You can have my Snorlax with the Float Stone. So I'm still in play with the top deck. But he is also in play with something like a V Seeker. And of course, double Dragon Energy. 130 is the max damage he can go right now. 150. So he can go for 150. And there is N. Alright. Is this gonna be N for victory? I don't know, because I need just a V Seeker. No way. No way. Dark pulls for 150, so yeah, I managed to pull V Seeker. That's just shame. Really it is. 90 and 80, that's 170. So GG. I mean, Snorlax is very hard for the one-hit knockout. 230 HP is not easy for the one-hit knockout, so even if you start bad, Snorlax can still be very powerful attacker and a very, very hard tank for the one-hit knockout. So I simply like the deck list, but to be honest, I prefer it much more with the Max Elixirs instead of the Dragonairs, because Dragonair actually required that 1 extra turn for the setup, and he actually also required 4 a space in the deck, which means you can simply add more energy cards and simply have more flexibility with the Max Elixirs. And overall, Snorlax with the Max Elixir, in my opinion, is gonna work better than the Dragonair. I mean, Dragonair is pretty cool because you can just use a Dragon Wish and attach as many energies as you can. But it's up to you guys, it's up to you. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more future videos. As always, if you have any questions, don't forget to leave comments below. So, till the next time, have a nice day and goodbye.